Hey guys, what's up? Vallimont here with Fanatic Wrestling and BJJ Fanatics, and today I'm here at my home gym in Puerto Rico, just outside San Juan. I'm joined by my partner Hector, one of my teammates here as well, and today we're going to cover just a short arm drag to set up our single leg, a technique that can be used very well in wrestling, very well in jiu-jitsu as well. It's a very safe, low-risk technique, and it's one of those things that I like these moves like this where I say, if I don't get it, I'm not worse off for it. At the very least, I'm creating some motion. So, just getting started with this, and I like this technique if I'm facing somebody who, if we're in our stance here, and I'm attacking as a right foot lead wrestler, I shoot my high crotch to the leg that's close to you, I shoot my single leg to the one that's further away. And if Hector is also a right foot lead, he's not, but for this drill he is, and I want to try to shoot to that single leg, it's going to be really hard for me unless I make him move. Now we have plenty of different setups that we can use, but one of them being this arm drag, one that I like a lot. So if we're both in our stance here and that leg's a little too far away from me where I feel like if I shoot, I'm going to be extended. If you've seen some of my other videos, I say that I want my foot or my knee to hit right on the outside of his foot to indicate if I'm close enough when I'm shooting. If I were to shoot from here, even though I'm close enough to his body, if I were to shoot, I'm going to end up very short here. And if I actually try to go for my single, he's either going to be able to get away or he's going to be able to sprawl, stuff my head, and I'm going to be in trouble there. So to counter that, or to get his leg to come closer to me, we're going to use this arm drag, the short drag. So to set this up, one thing I like to do, especially if Hector's in a good stance, he's got his elbows in, his legs are bent, he's ready to wrestle here. One thing I like to do is just get his wrist first. Alright, I'm not going to just reach straight for my arm drag, I'm going to collect the wrist. So I'm going to take my same side hand, I'm going to collect his same side wrist as on the same side. So my right hand's grabbing his left wrist. Right here. Now, once I get this, my key, he might still have his elbows in, he could be holding kind of a pretty good stance. I need to create some space, because my goal is to get underneath the back of his tricep. Alright? And catch him on his tricep. So I'm not going to be able to do that if he's got a good stance, his elbows are in. So my goal first is to pull his arm down and away from his body. Just a little bit. I don't want to literally pull him into my leg here, but I want to pull enough that I can get that separation here. Now his arm's away from his body. Now, when we're doing this realistically at a more live speed, it's a little bit faster, but this, just showing you guys its purpose, do a little slower. So I pull his arm, separate from his body. From here, I'm going to take my outside hand, reaching up to the tricep. As I do that, I'm going to release with my hand that's on the wrist. Once I get here, I'm releasing with the hand that's on the wrist, and I'm going to step to the outside to start my penetration step towards my single. As I do that, I'm pulling his arm down and away across his body here. What I don't want to do, similarly to pulling on his wrist, I don't want to pull him directly into my leg. So, as I pull his wrist down, I reach for the elbow here, I'm going to step and pull, and now this one comes really close to me, so back a little bit, back here. If I get his leg even to come, trying to get to the back, if I get his leg to even come to more of a square stance, now I'm going to hit my knee and take my normal penetration step. Knee to the outside, punch myself through, get in good position here, head up, hips good, back straight, 3 feet in a row, lock my hands correctly, drive up, make sure I'm in good position here, good, drive up, and then from here, we can finish our single. Alright, so that's how it's going to happen a lot of the time, but if I'm a little bit closer, if I get a really good pull on that drag, I almost might be able to skip a step. I might not have to hit my knee. You saw actually Hector step pretty far forward on that first one. If that's the case, I need to recognize I might not have to hit my knee. It can actually mess me up if he's too close to me. If I get a good drag on here and I pull really far, for me to hit my knee right now wouldn't make much sense. Alright? Actually, I'm going to move my head position if I realize that as well. I'll wait a second. So, if I'm a little bit closer, or maybe he's starting in a square stance and not so much in a staggered stance, I can use this as like a high-level single. You see this with the upper weight wrestlers a lot, but I think this one's actually probably more common, I would say, at least I've seen it in jiu-jitsu, as opposed to hitting a knee, where you don't usually hit his knee quite as much. So we're in our stance here again. Maybe Hector's in a square stance. I'm going to go for this drag, collect the wrist, pull it down. This time, going to my drag, I'm going to step in. I'm going to bring my head to the inside of his arm here. It's like I'm doing a head inside single, but it's often more like a head inside drag. So I pull, step, and now I have his head trapped. I let go with my hand that's on the wrist. My other hand is high on the back of his tricep. My knee is behind him. Basically, we just skipped a step on the single. Instead of coming from here and then having to drive up, we're behind his knee here. I'm blocking so he can't step away. Now I can let go of the hand that's on his arm. I can lock, drive up, and now we're back to this position here where I should be able to to see if I'm in good position here. Drive up. Now, we have our single in the air. Again, we can finish. Not so much focus on the finish here as we are on the setup. So let's show from the opposite side quickly. So I'll do the first one where I hit my knee. So we're in our stance, get the wrist, pull down, come up to the full step. Yeah. So here, pull, drive, my single. See him there? He stepped a little further than I would need to hit my knee, but let's just say that he stepped a little bit further back. From here, one of my single, plant my foot, good position, drive up, drive again, hook to the armpit, back trip, and then do one more time. If he steps closer, again, I've seen this happen a little bit more in jiu-jitsu, where I pull this arm and I step, realizing that he's probably going to step further. I want to put my ear, the inside of his bicep, and then we're going to exchange. The hand that's doing the drag is going to stay holding on. You might not be able to see from this angle. And the hand that's on the wrist is going to attack the leg. So here, step, attack my single. And I hit my knee, I skip the step here. And then now I can drive up. And then we can look, finish our single leg from there. So just a couple quick options from that arm drag where we can pull to get that back leg to come closer to us as a setup, where we can hit our knee, do our traditional swing single, our head inside single, or if he's a little bit closer to us, we don't have to hit our knee, and you see this more with the upper weights. I think it's very safe for jiu-jitsu or MMA. Drag that in, bring our head to the inside, and get our high level single, skip that step, make it a little bit quicker, bring it up, and finish the single. So that's how we're going to do that. Now, if you guys are watching this, that means you're on either Fanatic Wrestling or BJJ Fanatics YouTube channel. Make sure you subscribe to it if you haven't already. Also, make sure you follow us on Facebook. Join our Facebook group, like the Facebook page, follow us on Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching, guys. See you again soon.